A senior Iranian official has rejected American media's claims of him making a fresh push to resume nuclear talks with the United States. Ali Larijani, the secretary of Iran's National Security Council, dismissed the claims that Iran asked for negotiations. Larijani said, and I quote, "Trump plunged the region into chaos with his delusional fantasies and now fears more American troop casualties. With his delusional actions, he turned his self-made America First slogan into Israel First and sacrificed American soldiers for Israel's power-hungry ambitions, and with new fabrications, it is once again imposing the cost of assassinating its own character on American soldiers and families. Today, the Iranian nation is defending itself. The armed forces of Iran did not initiate the aggression." Larijani made this statement after the Wall Street Journal reported that he made a fresh push to resume nuclear talks with Washington. The outreach was made through mediators from Oman, which brokered the negotiations between Washington, D.C. and Iran, the WSJ reported. Earlier, Trump in an interview to Atlantic that the new Iranian leadership wanted to talk to him and that he had plans to do so.
We're undertaking this massive operation not merely to ensure security for our own time and place, but for our children and their children, just as our ancestors have done for us many, many years ago. This is the duty and the burden of a free people. These actions are right and they are necessary to ensure that Americans will never have to face a radical, bloodthirsty terrorist regime armed with nuclear weapons and lots of threats. For almost 50 years, these wicked extremists have been attacking the United States while chanting the slogan, "Death to America" or "Death to Israel," or both. I once again urge the Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian military, police, to lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. It will be certain death. Won't be pretty. I call upon all Iranian patriots who yearn for freedom to seize this moment, to be brave, be bold, be heroic, and take back your country. America is with you. I made a promise to you, and I fulfilled that promise. The rest will be up to you, but we'll be there to help.
Iran continues to target U.S. military installations, Israeli cities, and Gulf business capitals. Iran has claimed it shot down a United States Air Force MQ-9 Reaper drone amid the conflict. A video showed the drone being reduced to bits after being hit by an Iranian missile. The MQ-9 Reaper drone is a long-endurance, unmanned aerial vehicle widely used by the U.S. military for surveillance and strike missions. These drones can fly at altitudes over 40,000 feet and have an endurance of more than 30 hours before needing to land. The MQ-9 Reaper drones have been flown by both the U.S. military and the CIA over the Middle East for years, in Afghanistan, Iraq, Yemen, and now Iran. The drone has a land and sea version. Iran has widened its retaliation, even targeting U.S. allies in the Gulf nations and now in Europe. Cyprus said a drone attack targeted Britain's Royal Air Force base Akrotiri overnight. According to a Cyprus government spokesperson, the unmanned drone caused limited damage. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said on Sunday that the UK will not join in strikes on Iran, but has agreed to let the US use British bases for attacks on Iran's missiles and their launch sites.
Yesterday, I spoke to you about the situation in the Gulf and explained that the United Kingdom was not involved in the strikes on Iran. That remains the case. Over the last 2 days, Iran has launched sustained attacks across the region at countries who did not attack them. They've hit airports and hotels where British citizens are staying. This is clearly a dangerous situation. We have at least 200,000 British citizens in the region, residents, families on holiday, and those in transit. I ask all our people in the region to please register your presence and follow Foreign Office travel advice. I know this is a deeply worrying time, and we will continue to do all we can to support you. Our armed forces, who are located across the region, are also being put at risk by Iran's actions. Yesterday, Iran hit a military base in Bahrain, narrowly missing British personnel. The death of the supreme leader will not stop Iran from launching these strikes. Their approach is becoming even more reckless and more dangerous to civilians. Our decision that the UK would not be involved with the strikes on Iran was deliberate, not least because we believe that the best way forward for the region and for the world is a negotiated settlement, one in which Iran agrees to give up any aspirations to develop a nuclear weapon. But Iran is striking British interests nonetheless and putting British people at huge risk, along with our allies across the region. That is the situation we face today. Our partners in the Gulf have asked us to do more to defend them, and it is my duty to protect British lives. We have British jets in the air as part of coordinated defensive operations, which have already successfully intercepted Iranian strikes. But the only way to stop the threat is to destroy the missiles at source, in their storage depots, or the launchers which are used to fire the missiles. The United States has requested permission to use British bases for that specific and limited defensive purpose. We have taken the decision to accept this request to prevent Iran firing missiles across the region, killing innocent civilians, putting British lives at risk, and hitting countries that have not been involved. The basis of our decision is the collective self-defence of long-standing friends and allies and protecting British lives. That is in accordance with international law, and we are publishing a summary of our legal advice. We are not joining these strikes, but we will continue with our defensive actions in the region. And we will also bring experts from Ukraine together with our own experts to help Gulf partners shoot down Iranian drones attacking them. I want to be very clear. We all remember the mistakes of Iraq, and we have learned those lessons. We were not involved in the initial strikes on Iran, and we will not join offensive action now. But Iran is pursuing a scorched earth strategy, so we are supporting the collective self-defense of our allies and our people in the region. because that is our duty to the British people. It is the best way to eliminate the urgent threat and prevent the situation spiralling further. This is the British government protecting British interests and British lives.
Earlier, U.S. President Donald Trump said an Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be a dire threat to every American. Trump noted that the operation carried out by the United States against Iran is the duty and the burden of a free people.
An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be a dire threat to every American. We cannot allow a nation that raises terrorist armies to possess such weapons, would allow them to extort the world to their evil will. Not going to let it happen. We're undertaking this massive operation not merely to ensure security for our own time and place, but for our children and their children, just as our ancestors have done for us many, many years ago. This is the duty and the burden of a free people. These actions are right and they are necessary to ensure that Americans will never have to face a radical, bloodthirsty terrorist regime armed with nuclear weapons and lots of threats. For almost 50 years, these wicked extremists have been attacking the United States while chanting the slogan, "Death to America," or "Death to Israel," or both. I once again urge the Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian military, police, to lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. It will be certain death. Won't be pretty. I call upon all Iranian patriots who yearn for freedom to seize this moment, to be brave, be bold, be heroic, and take back your country. America is with you. I made a promise to you, and I fulfilled that promise. The rest will be up to you, but we'll be there to help.